Hi, everyone. This is Carolyn Speaks, State of the World on Thursday, November 10th, 2022. So, what is it? Good, bad, or indifferent? All three. Okay. Yes, the coronavirus is still with us. What are some of the major headlines? Okay. Okay, now, Democrats may lose U.S. House because New York Dem leaders were too focused on defeating the left. Dumb move by New York Dem leaders. Okay. Progressive prosecutors win key races despite GOP attacks on criminal justice reform. Good. And the story of Baby O, Rebecca Nagel, on the Supreme Court case that could gut native sovereignty. And let native families, have their children, and the ICWA is the Indian Child Welfare Act that allows children to be taken from their native families and raised by non-native families, and the Supreme Court um, it has a case. A couple adopted an Indian child, and they want to keep that child, but our the system wants to take the child away from the adoptive parents. So it's a real mess. But basically, indigenous nations have rights to keep their families together. And if there's a problem with a child not being well taken care of, then let the child go to another indigenous Native American family. Okay. Um, okay, unfortunately, that's something that is happening. Yep. They, you know, this is children who are deaf. At one time in the history of this country, they were taking the deaf children away from their families and put them into hearing families and forcing them to speak and not use sign language. It's a very, very strange country, but that's the way it is. What are some other headlines? Control of U.S. Senate hangs on three undetermined races: Arizona, Nevada, and Georgia. And Kevin McCarthy announces bid to become House Speaker. How can he do that? He doesn't have the majority. Not yet, anyway. And election denier Kari Lake trails by razor thin margin in Arizona gubernatorial race. Okay. And Democrats win control of executive and legislative branches in 4 states. Excellent. Excellent. And that is wonderful. That's in Michigan and Maryland and Massachusetts and Minnesota. That is great. Okay. Now, what else is happening out there? Our intention is to run again. Biden teases 2024 plans. Okay. And Iranian protesters face torture in prison as lawmakers vote in favor of death penalty. That's great. Russia orders withdrawal of occupied Ukrainian city of Kherson. Good, but what are they leaving behind? Leaving behind a minefield? I don't know. Booby-trapped buildings and land? I don't know. Something has to be done about Russia. Kremlin threatens to withdraw from grain export deal amid global food insecurity crisis. That is terrible. Have to do something about Russia and Putin. Hurricane Nicole cuts power, creates storm surges on Florida's east coast. That is terrible. Climate change. Sweeping report warns of far-reaching and worsening climate crises across the U.S. Climate change have to take it seriously. 600 plus COP27 delegates are linked to fossil fuels. Activists protest for climate um, reparations. I totally agree. Okay. Now, Egyptian authorities take medical intervention on hunger striker Allah Abd el Fattah. Okay, I hope he'll be okay. Just Stop Oil activists have disrupted the UK's busiest highway every day this week. Good for them. I support them. UK activists throws eggs at King Charles on behalf of victims of police slavery and colonialism. I totally agree. Fetterman beats Oz in Pennsylvania Senate race. Warnock and Walker are likely headed to runoff in Georgia. And Democrats win governor races in Maryland, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, New York, and Pennsylvania. Republican governors hold on in Florida and Texas and Georgia. And abortion rights win big. Mixed results for ballot measures on marijuana and voting and slavery. Okay, so it's a good night for the people. Okay. Now, I know that these Senate races that have not been called yet, some of them are very close, some of them are not that close. In Wisconsin, they called the race for the Republican Johnson instead of Mandela Barnes when he had a 1 point, Johnson had a 1 point lead over Barnes. So I don't know why that should go to a recount, I think. And that should not be called for him. It should keep counting. Okay, now, that's some of what's happening out there. We're still in election season. Okay, all right. Today is Thursday, November 10th, 2022. It's a good day. We're in winter here, most of the country. Thank you for tuning in to Carolyn Speaks to the World. Take care of yourself and others. Wear a mask. Practice social distancing when the vaccine is available for you. Say if you're going to take it, I would take it. I had mine, the Johnson & Johnson one shot, and I've been looking around for a booster. I have a lot of trouble with vaccines, so I had to be careful. Okay, now. Okay, how about a little song? Hey there, Georgie girl, walking down the street so fancy free. Nobody you meet would ever see the loneliness there inside you. Hey there, Georgie girl, why do all the boys just pass you by? Could it be you just don't try, or is it the clothes you wear? You're always window shopping, but never stopping to buy. So shed those dowdy feathers and fly a little bit. Hey there, Georgie girl, there's another Georgie deep inside. Bring out all the love you hide, and oh, what a change there'd be. The world would see a new Georgie girl. Okay, that was Georgie Girl, written by Tom Springfield of the Springfield Folk Group, which included Sister Dusty, who went on to become an international singing star. It was recorded by Dusty Springfield and also by The Seekers. Okay, thank you for tuning in. Thursday, November 10th, 2022, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Hope you'll join us again tomorrow. In the meantime, stay safe. Take care of yourself and others. And remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you. Good night.